Hey, welcome back. This your boy Mr. Jizzle. You came right back to another episode of Radio 22's Talk 22 show hosted by me, your boy Mr. Jizzle. And we back yet again, bringing you the conversations that you want to talk about, and we bring it to you with nothing but the real. So I appreciate y'all coming back. You know, we had such a dynamic conversation about what went on all through 2020 and, remembering that whole nightmare of a year. But we're going to move on and move past because 2021 now we're trying to move on into newer, bigger, and better things, hopefully, is what we should aim to always do, be better than we once were. So, that being said, today's episode is all about those New Year's resolutions that we always say almost every year that we about to get right back on track. We all about to lose this weight that we done picked up, trying to harbor ourselves in quarantine. Everybody been sitting back eating all that cheese in Wisconsin. But we moving forward. We want to get better than what we once were. So, you see your boy Mr. Jizzle, we need to lose some ourselves. So at the same time, that being said, I got some heavy hitters that's going to help us work through that. On the line from the Madison area, I got the homie Lawrence is on the mic. Lawrence, can you unmute your mic and say what's up to the people?
Good evening. I'm Lawrence Pearson from Madison, Wisconsin. I am a MMA and kickboxing instructor and also fight promoter here in Madison.
We thank you for joining the program today, Lawrence.
Thank you.
As well on the program out of the Milwaukee area, we got coming back to the show, Jamila. Jamila is here on the line. Jamila, can you say what's up to the people?
Good evening, everybody. It's your girl, Jamila of Agape Yogastry, where we align the body, breath, and spirit with that of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, which is divine alignment. And I'm glad to be back.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year. So,
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Also on the line, we have the homie Prince is on the line. Prince, can you unmute the mic and say hello to the people?
How you doing, everybody? I'm Prince. I work over at the Wisconsin Athletic Club out in Wauwatosa, and I also do online personal training through Kickoff. If you want to get your butt kicked, I'm one of the guys to do
it. I hear that. You got to burn those calories off one way or another. That's why your boy got the top, the sweat rag, and everything going today. We're ready for this. So we're going to just get right into it. And that being said, I'm going to start off with the first question. I'm going to go ladies first. I'm going to go Jamila. Why do we see every year everybody wants to put up these New Year's resolutions, but we all see that so many of them end up failing so quickly? Why, in your opinion, why is it that so many of these New Year's resolutions fail?
We set the bar way too high, Mizzle. So at the beginning of the year, we want our hot girl summer bodies. We want to be fit. We want to lose 50 pounds by June. We're going to work out 5 days a week for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And I think New Year's resolutions fail because we set the bar too high. So if we plan to work out 5 days a week, we go 2 weeks working 4 days a week, and then we go that next week working 3 days a week. Now we done fell off the wagon and we go to working out 0 days a week. So in my opinion, I think it's resolutions fail because we set the bar too high.
I think I can agree with that. But just so much on the table, it's hard to have time for all that. So, Prince, I'm going to ask you the same question here. When we look, January, the gym is packed.
Mm-hmm.
February is looking like it's still okay. By March, spring break, there ain't a soul to be seen that you in that gym by yourself.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like so many New Year's resolutions just seem to fail?
To piggyback off of what Jamila said, it's exactly what people come in with high expectations for themselves and out of the trainers. I've had people come up to me personally and say, hey, I only got 3 months until my wedding and I need to lose 60, 70 pounds. And I had to look him in the eyes and say, that's not realistic, ma'am or sir. But what we can do is get you on a plan that would fit your needs because everybody's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not realistic. I think the New Year's resolution thing is more of like a fad. Everybody get caught up in the whole New Year's, new me thing, and they run with that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily about doing it for health. You know, if more people did it for health, then everybody will come in with more realistic goals heading into the new year. So, and for the people that I know that train personally, they're not there training 5, 6 days a week. You know, you gotta pace yourself. You gotta set realistic time constraints. Because if you're working out 5 days a week, 45 minutes or more for a newbie, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
burn yourself out. You're gonna burn yourself out. So um,
You got to pace yourself.
gotta pace yourself, and you need to consult somebody that knows what's going on, that knows how to lead you along the way. A trainer, a kickboxer instructor, or a yogi. You know, people that get paid for this.
Yeah. There's a reason why y'all do what y'all do. I got the best of the best here.
Mhm.
Uh, Thank you for that. So, Lawrence, we're gonna go to you next here. I want to get your thoughts on this as well. You know, we see new, like he said, new year, new me.
Right. I run into it a lot with people that want to become fighters or come to our gym to say, hey, I want to kickbox to lose weight. Well, they forget that it's going to be work. It's going to take a
Uh,
lot of work. So you have to have one accountability, possibly a partner, as Prince said, a good trainer, and also as I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but
Jamila.
Jamila, as she said, having that goal and setting that bar, but not too high. You know, you want to make sure that you're taking those baby steps or those little bites so that you don't choke in the end, and possibly setting it maybe, hey, first week, 1 month, 3 month, 4 months, and have check-ins and pictures for accountability, or if people believe in looking at the scale, whatever it may be that's been set out in front of you so that you can see some progress, but not set it too high because people will be like, oh, it's a little harder than I thought, and they quit. And holding accountability is the biggest thing I believe in.
Okay, appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna go to the next question. You know, the other thing that people get into when they commit to this weight loss journey, you know, every year, is there's all these diets and all these fad diets, you know, that come out almost yearly. And my question, I guess I'm gonna start with you, Lawrence, and go right back to you. Do you believe that does this dieting work? Does fad diets work?
Fad dieting does work. It works, but the downside is that you're going to blow back up, and sometimes you can do more damage to your body. In my field of both of bodybuilding and fighting, I've seen guys do the fad dieting, whether it's an athlete at a high level or an amateur or a person trying to lose weight. They're like, hey, I got to lose this 20 pounds. I've had guys lose 20 pounds in a week, and mostly water, of course, or else you have a person that says, I got to lose this much weight, and it's absurd, and they find themselves gaining it back. So you have to make a life choice, a life decision to actually say, hey, I'm not going to go to McDonald's for a year or 6 months, or say, hey, if I'm going to go to McDonald's, it's not as often as what I was doing before. So holding, once again, I'm a big believer in accountability because I was also in the Army. So it's where you have to have those check-ins also with that on that diet. I will not have 5 sodas today, maybe cut back to 3. Once again, making sure that your diet is in line to what you can accomplish, taking it in baby steps instead of trying to go cold turkey sometimes.
Very key points there. Jamila, I want to know from you, you know, is cutting the carbs the way to go? Is it the Atkins all meat diet? Is it, you know,
You
what
know,
should you do when it
you
comes to
know,
dieting?
the big thing is keto, right? Everybody is on the keto diet.
Yep.
I am not a dieter. Never have been, never will be, because I believe that you should feed the body what it craves. but you should also do that, you know, with, you should do that mindfully. So like Lawrence said, I love Magnum dark chocolate ice cream bars. I love them. They're my favorite. I used to eat one every single day. However, past 40, the pounds don't leave as quickly as they come.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided that I was not going to give up these wonderful, delicious treats, but I can only have 3 in a week. And so when I go to the grocery store, instead of buying 2 boxes of them, I buy 1 box. And once that third one is gone, I can't have any more until I make my weekly grocery store run. So some dieting works for people. So, I mean, there you have it.
Okay, fair enough. Prince, I'm gonna go to you. You know, you deal with clients all the time in the gym. You know, is there any peer diet tips that you give them? And far as like, you know, they put the work in the gym, but then you know you go home and you're hungry.
Mm-hmm. So what I tell clients that are like keen on losing weight, number one, don't kill yourself counting the calories. Don't beat yourself up about the calories. Your body is not gonna adjust to go on cold turkey like within a week. You're like your body's gonna notice it. That's something you gotta ease into. So yeah, if you want to get on a diet, that's fine, but don't neglect yourself. Kind of like what Jamila was saying of what you're craving. What I tell them as far as when they're craving, pick 1 day out of the week or 2 days out of the week based on wherever you are in the program and use that as your cheat day. Use it as your cheat day. Okay. The other days, you can do meal prepping. You can pick another day out of the week for meal prepping and the other day or 2 days for cheat days. Okay. Our bodies are different. So, I mean, my body's not going to react the same way to a certain diet as Lawrence's body is going to react, or MJ or Jamila. Our metabolisms are different. Our bodies are different. The way that our activity levels are different. Rest patterns, all nutrition, all of that stuff is different. So one diet doesn't fit all. I mean, to kind of go back to what Lawrence said, it's about lifestyle choices that you make as well. So.
Okay, man, all good points, man. You guys are hitting home runs here. Y'all know these are the people that know. I'm gonna go to the next question here. Prince, we're gonna ask you on that same tip. You know, how can I fit in a lot of gym time if I don't have a lot of time in my day?
You mean how to get a good workout in, and if you're short on time?
Yeah, how can I get fit if I don't have a lot of time in my day?
Okay, one of my favorite modalities to use for like people that are short on time is like any kind of high intensity interval training. One of my favorites that fall under that umbrella is Tabata. And basically that's a 20, you do you work out 20 seconds on and it's a 10-second rest. You do that for 4 minutes and then you're done with the workout. It's a really short workout, but it definitely gets the job done.
Okay. So that takes about 10 minutes to do?
No, 4 minutes. You can get it done in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, and that's gonna be a good enough workout for the day?
It can be. It can be. Have you ever tried Tabata?
No, I have not. I had a ciabatta biscuit. You know,
no, it's definitely a good workout. There's other interval like trainings where it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on, you know, how much time you got, you know.
Yeah.
So
okay. See, I never heard of that. So y'all go to y'all Googles and look up, what you say, Tabata?
Tabata, T-A-B-A-T-A.
Tabata. We gotta look that up. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna go to you next, Lawrence. If we don't have a lot of time in our day, you know, a lot of us can be like parents, a lot of us have hard working job careers, a lot of us have a lot of, maybe in school, you know, a lot of people have a lot of things going on in their day. if we don't have a lot of time in our day, what should we do as far as trying to get fit?
Right. My thing is, because I work a full-time job at 50 to 55 hours a week on top of running 2 other businesses. So I believe in waking up early. And just like Prince said, Tabata, we use that for our fighters when they're getting ready. Tabata, like you said, is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We do it for 8 rounds, and you can burn fat hours afterwards. And so if you don't have time, think of a simple thing. Doing jumping jacks for that 20 seconds and 10 seconds off the rest is the workout. Or if you can wake up and get an extra 15 minutes out of your day, you can get on the treadmill, go for a walk outside, and you can get a mile if you could, depending on your fitness level. Maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, you can get a mile of a jog in, and in a walk, you might be able to do 20, 25 minutes. So definitely, waking up early. If you don't have time during your day to fit it in, hey, sacrifice some of that sleep.
Okay. So sleep is for the weak, I guess, in some of these situations. Jamila, I'm gonna go to you with that same question. You're a hardworking woman, have kids for yourself, not a lot of time in the day sometimes.
Listen, we don't make time, we take time. And so they used to say you make time for the things that you want to do. We don't make time. Time is already made, but what we do is take time. And so what I would suggest is doing simple things like we all go to the grocery store. So instead of going to the grocery store and going to the aisles that have the items that you're going to buy, you walk every single aisle of that grocery store. Walk it at a pace that's just a bit faster than your normal pace. Park your car further away from the entrance. For those of us who are going into work, if we're going into spaces to work, be strategic about parking your car further away so that you can take the time to walk from your car to the entrance. You just have to take time. Like Lauren said, you may have to sacrifice some of the sleep. You can get an effective workout like our yoga. You can do an effective yoga session in 30 minutes, and you can get a warm up. You can get that heart rate going. You can build some heat, and you can get an effective cool down in 25, 30 minutes. And what is 25 or 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week compared to you having a 72-hour stay in the hospital because something has happened, or you have a week-long hospital stay because you've run into some health challenges? And so it's about making those lifestyle choices and really carving or taking the time that you need in order to dedicate to becoming more fit.
I hear that. So, I mean, we all got the same 24, but at the same time, what you do within that 24 can make the difference. So I agree with you on that. Okay, so I'm going to go to our heavy hitters with these questions now. Lawrence, I'm going to start with you. Is it better to use heavy or lighter weights when lifting?
Well, throughout my time of training different body types and types of athletes or non-athletes, first you want to start off light if you're new to lifting. And even if you're not new to lifting, you always want to warm up anyway. So you're going to have progressive lifting is what I believe in, starting off light, working your way up to heavier. Depending on what the person's goals are, not everybody needs to be doing singles, triples, and fives. Maybe they're in the 20 rep range, sometimes maybe a 15 rep range. Their trainer shall be able to tell them what they need to do. If you're looking just to become fit, get your body going for the very first time, I would say keep your repetitions kind of higher and a lower weight. And then as you feel like you have mastered that weight and your form is okay, then challenge yourself every so often. I believe in periodization, where you take periods and train yourself in general fitness, bulking, shaping, and power also. And even if a person is not looking to be a bodybuilder or an explosive fighter or athlete, you still want to train your body to be able to perform at times.
Okay. All right, Prince, I'm gonna go with you that same question. A lot of people say that, a lot of these, even these big muscle guys like Hulk Hogan and some of these guys, they muscle up like that, but then once they get built strong like that, all that strength turns to chub and flab later. So my question to you is it a good idea to hulk up like that and lift heavy weights, or do we tone up with the lighter weights?
So again, just starting off with piggybacking off of Lawrence, you absolutely want to start with lighter weight. First of all, especially if you're new, you want to get the technique down, get your form down, because the last thing we want to have you doing is come to the gym and hurt yourself, not knowing what you're doing, especially with heavy weight.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as your form gets better, as your performance gets better, then we can start going up gradually with the weight. Okay. Um, Again, periodization, just like Lauren said, it's the same thing. You're not going to come to the gym if your goal is to bench press 250 pounds. I'm not going to put you under 215 pounds to start off. We're going to start off light, and then we're going to progress, as the time goes by, as the weeks go by, as the months go by. And then when we start to hit those PRs or personal records, we can mark them off and start moving on to the next stage of progression. So that's what it's about, progression.
Okay. So it's step by step, baby steps. We're taking baby steps with this fitness. You're not trying to hit a home run right out the bat.
Right.
Rome wasn't built in a day. We do gotta take progressions, is what I'm hearing both of you say with that. Okay. That being said, I'm gonna move on to the next question. I want to ask Jamila, uh, how important is meditation to my overall health?
Meditation is so important to the overall health. What we do on January 1st is look at ourselves in the mirror and we decide that what we see we want to change. However, we don't necessarily put the mental capacity behind it. So we can dedicate ourselves to going to the gym, but then we don't dedicate ourselves to sitting in the mirror and really affirming who we are, really saying to ourselves what it is that we can't do. See it until you say it until you see it. And so if you do have a goal of losing 50 pounds, you want to create a particular positive affirmation that'll help you get there. And then you repeat that affirmation often. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am 50 pounds lighter, not I will lose 50 pounds. And really taking time to sit with yourself and examine yourself, because like I said, we look at what we see in the mirror. Meditation puts us in a place where we have to look at what other people don't see. So we have to take that journey inward and see the things inside of us that are contributing to us overeating or contributing to our lack of commitment, contributing to our lack of accountability. And so meditation and mindfulness is a method to get to, the root of the problem. The weight is the fruit on the tree. How we think about ourselves and what we think about ourselves are our roots. And so if you want you can't get a tree to produce different fruits, but what you can do is uproot that tree and plant a new one to get different fruit. And so meditation is looking at those roots and really taking a good, hard journey on what those roots are producing as fruit, what we see.
Okay. Looking inward. I feel you on that. Prince, I'm going to ask you that same question. You deal with your clients all the time and, you work them out hard in the gym, like you said, you kicking their butt. But the thing is, I want to know is how important is it for them to wind down and to meditate and look at self, as Jamila said, during that journey?
Well, again, some of these people are coming to us like vulnerable. They're trusting us with their fitness. So absolutely, we got to be building them up from the time they walk through the door, and they got to be having that same attitude when they walk out the door. I can do this, or I did this. and to maintain that positive attitude about themselves. Because on the other side, I've seen with clients too, somebody just came in and just lost his wife, and the workouts wasn't as good as he could be performing at, or his performance couldn't be what it would be prior to his tragedy and stuff like that. And I'm just there like, hey, things are going to get better. It might be rough now, but you still can do this. We still can do what we set out to do. It's going to be a little bit more tougher, but let's just keep on, pushing through here. Some people respond differently to positive affirmations, because not everybody feels like they need to be in a positive state of mind in order to have a good workout. And I definitely disagree with that. If you want to have physical success in the gym or wherever it is you train, your mental got to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind leads your body. That's what I believe. So
okay. That being said, Lawrence, I guess I'm gonna ask you the same question. You deal with the field of MMA fighters a lot of time. How important is the psyche and the meditation and the look within in that whole process of the overall health of the fighter?
Right. So the way that we've always trained our fighters is definitely building them up, sort of validating them when they're doing things right, or even trying. You want to make sure that you're praising that person, not for every little thing, not for like stupid little things, but when they've really made that step out, and when they've taken that step beyond the first step, you're really letting them know that you're there with them. And so that you want them to carry that outside of the gym, so that they can start feeling that good feeling about themselves, having self-confidence and believing in themselves. And then it will come out definitely when they need it, because we need for them to perform. For them to perform is that mental health that they're looking for, because we want to make sure that they make it out of that ring healthy. So a lot of times I ask them, hey, did you put your time in? Yes. There you go. Did you give 100%? Yes. There you go. Did you train when you were tired? Yes. There you go. And really letting them know that you're there with them, because even though training or lifting weights or doing yoga or doing martial arts is an individual thing, a lot of times that trainer is their guide, and we want to make sure that they don't feel like they're alone, because meditation is very individual, but we want to make sure that everybody we're training, that they know they have that support system, and then that will actually build their confidence even better than we ever thought.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get into the next question. Going back to the dieting situations and whatnot, I'm gonna go back to you, Jamila. How do I make healthy choices if my pockets are low?
How do you make healthy choices if your pockets are low? So eating healthy can be quite expensive, but there are things that you can do when you have low pockets. Walmart, Aldi's, Woodman's are really good places where you can go to get healthy food. A lot of people sleep on Aldi's. Aldi's has a whole line of organic, low-fat, healthy products. Go for the fresh fruit. Go for the fresh vegetables. Go for the good old-fashioned water, which here in Wisconsin we get for free. Just increasing your water intake as you're on a weight loss or physical fitness journey can do wonders with helping you to lose or redistribute that weight. And so when your pockets are low, you have to make sure that you're going to places that are affordable. But like Prince said earlier, meal planning is your best friend. So if you meal plan on top of getting your groceries from Woodman's, Walmart, or Aldi's, I don't work for any of those companies. I'm just, as a parent of 3 children that are all men and a husband and myself, those are the places where I shop. And so meal planning, get okay with eating leftovers, because you can get a bigger bang for your buck when you buy in bulk. So you going to the store every other day and you're getting fresh chicken breast because, you know, you haven't planned quite effectively, as opposed to going and getting that family pack, taking that Friday or Saturday, an hour or two to break those packs down, taking some extra time to prepare the meals and then package them up. These are all things that can help you when your pockets is low.
Just taking the extra time. I appreciate that. Lawrence, I want to ask you, you know, a lot of times we look, like you were talking about McDonald's, I don't see too many healthy stuff on the 99-cent menu. You know, there's no salad on the 99-cent menu. So, right. You know, the dollar menu, you know, you just can't, you don't get any salads for that, you know. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, how do I make healthy choices if my pockets are low?
Right. Throughout my time of training bodybuilders, before they've gone pro, it can be very expensive eating 6-7 times a day. So definitely, as Jamila said, was going to Aldi's, Walmart, Woodman's, and so forth, is I always use this as an example, is we know about chicken breasts are very healthy. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're on a budget, why don't you choose the chicken thighs, which are almost half the cost? So chicken thighs, get them boneless, skinless also, and then you've shaved off a lot of that fat that way. Or maybe you do that yourself and you'll save even more money. And possibly getting a chicken and butchering it yourself will save you even more money. So definitely going that extra step, putting in that extra work, because that's what you're being charged for, no matter where you're shopping at or even what you're eating, is you're paying for that preparation and not the quality all the time of the food. It's the preparation that you're paying for. So I think learning how to cut the meat yourself, learning how to make it boneless or pulling it yourself is going to help. Going to possibly Costco, buying in bulk sometimes can help. Making sure that you're getting fresh vegetables if you can afford fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables. And definitely, if you have time, as everybody said about meal prepping, is possibly weighing out your food so that you're making sure that you're maximizing the amount of food that you need each week and for each meal.
Oh, all key things. Appreciate all those points. Prince, I know you're going to piggyback off of that, but I want to know from you, as there tips that you may give some of your clients when it comes to making healthier choices when they don't have the funds for, you know, too much more than what's on the dollar menu?
Actually, I just told somebody this morning. Get your list of what you're going to eat for your meal prepping and stick to that list. Don't add an extra big bag of Ruffles. Don't add that 12 pack of Sprite or whatever. Stick to your meal plan. Stick to that list. Don't deviate from that. And just like everybody else said, Walmart, Costco, Woodman's, that's the spots to be at. And I mean, if you really want to go to the extreme, get the coupon book too. You know?
Yeah, don't be afraid of those coupons, y'all.
Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, they have coupons. They send out weekly?
Yeah,
I get coupons. Yeah. You know, don't be afraid of those coupons. You know, if they looking behind you in line, like, oh, come on. But you know, we got to keep on with the keep on. What you can do is what you can do. So, all right. That being said, we're gonna go to the next question. Should I concentrate more on muscle building or cardio exercise when getting fit? I'm gonna go back to you, Prince, with that one.
Okay, so muscle building. No, let me start with cardio. Cardio, you're gonna burn those calories off. But the thing about muscle training or resistance training, even when you're done, your body's still burning those calories. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
So even when you're at rest after a good resistance training session, your body's still burning those calories off. Like your body's still active. It's cooling down and it's burning those calories off.
So with weightlifting, you said you did that?
Weightlifting. Cardio is you're gonna sweat, you're gonna burn off the fat that way. But I'm saying you're going to sweat during your weight training session, but even after that, your body's still going to be burning those calories after that.
Is that something you feel you don't get through the cardio session?
Some people, again, everybody's different. You know, some people can jump on the cardio machine for 45 minutes and feel like they ain't even broke a sweat. The next person can jump on the cardio machine and be gassed 15 minutes later. You know, everybody's different.
Okay.
Everybody's different. But to answer the question, you know, you're going to want to do both of them at some point in time. You're going to want to do both of them at some point in time. Incorporate them into your regimen at some point in time.
Okay. Jamila, I want to know from you, what do you feel is more important with that? Do you feel like the burn of the cardio or the muscle mass and the building up muscle in weightlifting?
Well, we don't lift weights in yoga, right?
Okay.
The only weight that we lift is our body weight.
Okay.
And so a lot of people shy away from yoga as a physical fitness activity because, like Prince said, you may not break a sweat. It really depends on what type of style of yoga you are practicing, and also what types of poses you are holding. So we practice yoga in a 93-degree studio. So we have hot yoga. So we have a heated studio, but then we also tap into asana or yoga poses that build heat in the body. And if you build enough heat in the body, you will begin to sweat. So from a yoga standpoint, if you are looking to really burn calories, you want to do it in a heated place and then work into those poses that are going to internally rotate the shoulders, internally rotate the hips, where you're kind of squeezing the legs together, activating the core. All of that is burning calories, and you are burning fat essentially.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I know. You sit in a plank position for long enough, you will be sweating. Take it from me. So, anyways, Lawrence, we want to ask you the same question. You know, when you work with your fighters or your bodybuilders or whatnot, you know, are we looking at them to do more cardio and building up endurance and things of that nature? Or are we looking for them to get muscle mass and bulk them up a little bit?
So depending on whatever what that client or that person's trying to do, if they need more cardio, then I'm going to have them do a little bit more cardio. But I believe in both, being able to burn fat, build a little bit of muscle, because after you've done all that cardio and lost the weight or lost the body fat that you're looking for, you may have extra skin. And so that weightlifting is going to tighten up that skin, fill in those gaps too. And so I believe highly in strength training and cardio. You can't have one without the other, honestly, unless you have a medical issue where you cannot lift weights or have resistance training or doing body weight exercising. So I definitely do believe in cardio, because you got to have that strong heart and you have to have that strong body and core that you do need to carry that around.
Okay. Can respect that. I'm gonna go to the next question. I want to start with Jamila. I'm gonna ask, how important is personal care to the overall health? Personal care, I'm looking at, you know, situations like people that might get pampered, people who get things like massages and stuff like that. You know, how important is that kind of stuff to your overall health? You know, to get that pedicure, to get that manicure, to get that, you know,
So
whatever.
I will say this. I don't eat beef, but back in the day when I did, and a chef will tell you this, when you cook a good steak, you have to let it rest before you serve it, right? And so there needs to be a period of time where you are doing nothing. You're resting. You're taking care of yourself. Self-care has taken a lot of different forms. Self-care may be taking an extra long nap on Sunday. Self-care may look like going to get a pedicure or a manicure. For individuals who are in fitness training, especially in like weight training and yoga, like massages are, they're mandatory, because you need to ensure that you have a specialist, somebody who's gone to school and is licensed to evaluate your muscles by touching them, to, you know, identify areas where you may have worked too hard, or to be able to rehab some of those areas that you have stressed. I have a bum hamstring. My left hamstring, I injured it back in, and because I work my hamstring so much in yoga, it is imperative that I go get that rehabilitative work on my hamstring. And that's for every single muscle. If you're working it, you need to take that time to massage it and rest it. I mean, our brain is a muscle, and we massage or rest our brains while we're sleeping. So if we're going to do that with our brain, why not attend to the rest of our muscles in that same type of way? So people say, you know, in my opinion, self-care is just as important as the physical fitness. Like, some things are non-negotiable and mandatory in my lifestyle.
Okay, I hear you on that. Lawrence, I want to ask you the exact same question here. You know, when we're looking at ways to care for ourselves and the overall health, how important is such things as personal care? You know, they say that you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you're gonna be good. You know, so how important is that?
It's very important. Myself, as using an example, when I went back to fighting last year at 40 years old, I made sure once a week I got my deep tissue massage, and every other week I went to the chiropractor. And then as I came into retirement, I still do that same thing, making sure I go to the massage therapist and go to the chiropractor. And I've even added in getting a pedicure and manicure here and there. And it is very relaxing. It's definitely something that has to happen, because being a person that's in health and fitness, or a person that has lost weight, made some goals, it lets you have that good feeling about yourself that, hey, guess what? I lost 10 pounds and I'm going to go get my nails done, or I'm going to go get myself a massage. That's that reward on top of having that accountability. So then you set another goal of, hey, if I lose another 5 pounds, maybe I'm going to go in for a pedicure or a foot massage or something like that. And it's definitely needed, because we're beating on our bodies no matter what we're doing, whether it's yoga, weightlifting, martial arts, bodybuilding, whatever it is. We are tearing those micro fibers that need to be repaired and rejuvenated.
So ladies, you heard that. You hit the gym hard this week, you earn that. You get your nails done, you get your hair done. You earn that.
Indeed.
So also, okay, so Prince, I want to ask you the same question. You know, like I said, you know, you look good, you feel good, you're gonna be good. So how important do you feel like that is to the overall health of any of your clients?
Yeah, again, Jamila said it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable all across the board. You have to take care of yourself outside of the gym just as well as you take care of yourself inside of the gym. I just had a guy a week ago come train, and he looked like he was exhausted. I said, bro, have you slept? And he's like, no, I'm running on 2.5 hours of sleep. I said, bro, go back home before you tear something or hurt yourself. If you don't get at least, I think it's 7 hours of sleep, that's detrimental on a regular basis. You need to be getting that on a regular basis, resting that body, rejuvenating yourself, pampering yourself, just doing the little things outside to make sure that you're good when you come inside the gym.
Yeah, it also kind of relates to the overall psyche and the overall consciousness of your clients. You know, like we were speaking earlier with Jamila about. So, all right, move on to the next question here. Should vitamins and oils or supplements be used to help your overall health? I'm gonna go to you, Lawrence, with that one.
I am a big believer in supplementation, hormonal replacement, and also vitamins. Oils unless you're talking about dietary oils like olive oil and sprays, those type of things, yes, I believe in. Essential oils, I don't know anything about those so much, but vitamins and supplements are huge. Where fighters and bodybuilders that I've always trained, I always say get your big three: BCAAs, your creatine, and your whey protein. Other than that, make sure that you evaluate what else you're putting in your body if you're on that supplement line, or supplement track, because you don't want to be doing 15 different supplements and you really don't know what's working because you have so many things you've ingested. You don't know what this makes you feel like. You just know that your stomach starts to turn and hurt. So I always say introduce one supplement at a time. Evaluate it for 1 to 2 weeks, see how you feel, write it down. Always have a notebook so you can write down that progress on how you felt and if this is something you're going to go back to. Then you add in the next supplement if you're thinking about a second supplement and do that same exact evaluation so that you don't have 15 things in your body and you don't know what any of them do. And research those vitamins that your body's may be lacking or needing or you're adding, and also research the supplementation, not just the supplement, but the brand. I really stress that a lot is know your brand. Just because it's the biggest, most expensive, shiniest label out there does not mean that that's the best one for you. Because I use protein, my fighters use protein, my bodybuilders use protein, and we believe in a certain brand and we believe in not having all these additives. We have a protein that has 3 things in it. It has cocoa, stevia, and whey protein isolate. If you got a paragraph after the protein you're using, I would say throw it out. Know what you're using.
Okay. Read them labels, y'all. Very important. Prince, I'm going to ask you the same question. When we look at supplementations and vitamins and oils, how important do you feel like these things are to the overall health? You see GMC is big business. So my question to you is, how important is that in overall health?
I mean, it is important. Again, just like what Lawrence said, you definitely want to look at the labels, make sure what you're putting in your body is good for your body and not just like some additives. Definitely pay attention to the directions of the supplements. And when you're taking them, consult a nutritionist if you need to, if you're not sure. Because I mean, I've got to tell you another gym story. Guy came in last July, first time in the gym. Took like, I think 2 capfuls of pre-workout. We had to take him to the hospital 15 minutes later because he almost had a heart attack. You have to read those labels. I mean, pre-workout, it definitely does get you jacked up in the right amount. If you take the right amount, it can work. It can do what it does. But if you're not careful with this stuff, it can damage your body. It could kill you. So definitely do research. But it is good for your body. Vitamins and supplements are good for your body. There's some things that our body doesn't create on its own that we might need to supplement. That's what I call supplements.
Okay. Jamila, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. We see sometimes, like he was saying, sometimes these young teens get into this taking supplements and all these things like that. And, sometimes, like you said, they overdo it and it goes left. How important do you feel like, even the oils? I know sometimes in meditation and stuff, they use oils and different things.
Yes. So that's exactly where I was going to go. You definitely need to consult with a nutritionist. Because we live in the climate that we live in, our bodies just don't produce certain minerals, and so we do have to supplement. And we know that certain deficiencies in the body lead to certain ailments. There's a lot of research out there about vitamin D deficiencies and how that's linked to your susceptibility to COVID-19. I have a really dear friend who's an apothecarist, and that's where I go. So I don't go to GNC. I don't go to Vitamin World. I go right to the apothecarist. And so she is trained and certified in assessing the symptoms and really prescribing you for lack of a better term, a blend of herbs to help you to feel better. As it relates to oils, you don't necessarily have to ingest things into the body in order to get the body to do certain things. So in yoga and meditation, we use essential oils, and certain oils will facilitate certain moves. And so if we are doing a hot yoga vinyasa flow session, we may use a citrus essential oil where we warm up by kind of rubbing our hands together, cupping our hands over our nose and mouth, taking a few breaths of that, and that essential citrus oil will give us an energy boost so that we can move into our workout. If we're doing a meditative practice where we want to really take the body into some deep rest, right? We may use lavender or chamomile, same thing. Put the essential oil on the hands, rub it together, cup it over the nose and the mouth, take a few rounds of breath, really getting that essential oil into the body. And then, you know, lavender and chamomile is in everything for babies, calming, sleeping stuff, right? And then there are a lot of facial creams or facial cleansers that use like grapefruit or orange or things of that nature. They just didn't pull that stuff out of the sky. Like, there are things that naturally occur in the earth that we can add to our routine, be it yoga, be it weight training, be it mixed martial arts, that can help to facilitate the mood that we want to be in order to have the most effective workout or work in that we do.
Okay. Man, might have to, you hear that, fellas? You want to get right with your lady tonight, hit it with that chamomile and that lavender. You know, you might have a whole different type of night tonight. I'm just telling you.
Warm it up.
Warm it up. You heard it straight from the lady. Warm it up. So, all right. Well, we appreciate that from you guys tonight. I want to basically end it with one last question. And I'm going to go back to you, Jamila. You know, this is the sad part of the whole fitness game, is that a lot of times you see some people who come into body dysmorphia because they're looking in the mirror and whatnot. My last question to the panel here is, how important is that scale?
I tell people don't even get on the scale. You know, I primarily work with women. Yoga is kind of a woman-dominated physical fitness journey, but we do have several men that practice with us. But what I tell people is, don't even step on the scale. What do you want your clothes to fit like? How do you want to feel after you walked up 3 flights of stairs? Those are your barometers to your physical fitness journey. We get caught up in what the scale looks like, and what we fail to realize is that weight looks different on every person, and muscle is much heavier than fat.
True.
So I've been the same, and I'll say it because people don't believe it. I've been the same 144 pounds for the last 5 or 6 years. Now I have lost a lot of weight because it's not the physical weight that has come off through my yoga practice. It's really the spiritual and mental weight. And so people don't understand that the way that you gain, there's stress weight. And so depending on if you are an emotional person, you carry your weight in your midsection. And so when people start to learn where those fruits are coming from, going back to that tree analogy, weight will start not necessarily coming off, but it will start to redistribute across the body, and you look differently. Your clothes fit differently. And because the weight is distributed differently, your body can handle it differently. And so I always tell people, don't. Now, when your clothes start falling off of you, or you're pulling that belt to the 2nd or 3rd notch away from where you normally do, then go and look on the scale and see where you at. But to have the scale as a goal, I don't promote that at all.
Okay, we appreciate you for that, Jamila. Lawrence, I want to ask you that same question. You know, how important is the scale when it comes to all of your clients that you may work with?
For my clients and my fighters, it is very important. I don't believe so much in, having that scale be the end all be all, but I have a lot of fighters that get paid to weigh a certain amount for the fight, so they have to be on. My bodybuilders, same thing. They have to make that proper weight that they're contracted to make for that. But if it's not what you're being paid for, go off of possibly having your body fat percentage taken, go off of the mirror, go off of what you feel like, what is your end goal? Hey, I just want to look a little bit better. I want to work out. Those should be the actual goals, not letting that scale dictate that if you're not a person that's competing or that scale is not what's paying you.
Okay, we thank you for that as well, Lawrence. Lastly, Prince, how committed to the scale are you with your clients when they come in to the gym?
So I do use the scale at the gym with my clients for their initial fitness assessment. And it's just, it's not the be all end all. The first thing I say out of my mouth to my clients is don't let the scale numbers dictate our journey. All the scale is giving you is a suggestion. We're going to change the suggestion over the course of our journey. Okay. And then I'll have them maybe every 6 to 8 weeks come and see what their weight is. As long as we're making progress based on our workouts and based on the data I have, that's what we're going off of. So I don't let the scale dictate their success moving forward.
Well, thank you for that. Definitely, none of us here on the cast here are doctors, so we definitely encourage any of you guys going into this to contact your consult with your doctor, consult with your nutritionist, consult with whoever you need to consult before you start any of this. But we do encourage you to be healthier out here with this in 2021, especially with, like you're saying, all the stuff with coronavirus and everything else that's out here in these streets at this time. But I want to thank my panel that we have here today. I'm going to start with Lawrence. Lawrence, can you please let the people know what you've been up to and where they might find you?
All right. You can find me in Madison, Wisconsin at Perfect Moves Martial Arts. That is my martial arts gym. We teach Dutch style kickboxing, Muay Thai boxing, Taekwondo, and Americanized karate. And we also have a fight promotion in Madison, Wisconsin that's called Bushido 3. We have professional kickboxers and amateur kickboxers. And when COVID passes, we will once again be having fights. And we were the first sanctioned kickboxing fight in Madison.
Man, that's what's up. All right. Well, we thank you for coming to the program with Lawrence.
Thank you for having me.
Any of you looking to get into that sport, please hit him up. Also on the line, we have Jamila. Jamila, can you let the people know what you've been up to and where they can find you?
So, Jamila, again, you can find me on Facebook at Agape Yogastry, Instagram, Agape_Yogastry, or on the web at www.agapeyogastry.com. We are currently virtual, but offering some in-person yoga sessions according to CDC guidelines by contract. And so you can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or send me an email. We can work the terms of that contract out. I also am the lead instructor at a yoga studio here in Milwaukee called Embody Yoga MKE in the Sherman Phoenix, where we have a variety of classes that we offer for all levels of yoga. Again, you can find me at Agape Yogastry, or you can find me at Embody Yoga MKE.
We thank you for joining the program as well, Jamila, once again. And last but not least, Prince. Prince, can you let the people know where they can find you, sir?
How you doing, guys? I'm Prince again. And if you're in the Milwaukee area, you can find me at the Wisconsin Athletic Club out in Wauwatosa off of Watertown Plank Road. We do 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1 personal training. We do group exercise. We also have yoga, massage, all of your fitness needs under one roof. You can also find me online at www.trainwithkickoff/coaches/Prince Turner. And also, you can find me on Instagram at Proper Boy Faith and Fitness.
Okay, well, we thank you for joining the program as well. So like I said, we need you to consult your doctors and your nutritionists or what have you before you go into any immediate changes in your life with that. But we want everybody to be the best you that you can be here in 2021. So that being said, I want to thank everybody that's been watching today. Any of you that left comments in the comment section, I appreciate you as always. Please join me next week for a very special inaugural edition to Radio 22, as we will touch on what did happen over the last week or so. We definitely will go into that. I know many of you were expecting me to talk more about that today, but trust me, we will go in next week. So please tune in next week. Thank you, everybody, who's been listening today. I'm your boy Mizzle to the Jizzle. You've been listening to Radio 22's Talk 22. Until next time, y'all. Peace.